Stop giving your power away to circumstances. This is something that nearly everybody does. It's something that I have done, something I continue to find myself doing, but something that I am really remembering and waking up to is this fact that so many of us give away our power to things outside of ourselves. We postpone the happiness that we could be experiencing. We feel like we can't be happy until circumstances are a certain way, until things go the way we think they should, until we have the ideal relationship, until we have the ideal job, until we have the ideal income, until we have, insert whatever it is. We feel like once I get this thing, then I will be happy, which means that right now we're not happy. And it's actually just that belief, it's just that story that we're creating that is preventing us from being happy, that is disturbing the happiness that is available to us now. It's all a matter of what we are focusing on, what we believe, the story that we're creating, and what we are choosing to give our energy, give our power away to, because your mind is powerful. You are powerful. And when you say something is a certain way, when you believe something is a certain way, then you create that experience for yourself. So if you believe that you can't be happy until you have the perfect relationship, then you're not going to be happy. And spoiler alert, once you get that perfect relationship, it's still going to have problems. There's still going to be things that you have to work on. And so if you think that your partner is responsible for your happiness, you're going to suffer a lot. If you think that your job or your income is responsible for your happiness, you're going to suffer a lot whenever that thing, whatever it is, doesn't meet your expectations. And so it's not the thing, it's your expectations that are creating or disturbing your peace. And when we realize this, we can start to take some of that power back from our circumstances, back to where it always has been, which is within ourselves. Happiness is not a matter of circumstance. It's a matter of attitude. It's a matter of perception, a matter of your perspective. And the natural objection that I have whenever I say this in any video or post is, somebody speaks about things going on in the world, things in society, or what about the people that don't have, that have horrible circumstances? And I agree. I understand. There are certainly certain circumstances that create a lot of suffering, but for most people, for most people in the Western world, people that have a phone, that have access to the internet, and that are watching this video, we typically have our basic needs met. We usually have a lot more than enough to be happy, and yet we still feel like we are lacking because we are so caught up in our desires for how we think that things should be. As long as we have our basic needs met, as long as we are have food, we have shelter, we have water, and we're not struggling in that way, then we have more than enough to be happy. And the truth is that it is possible to be happy even without those things. It requires a much greater degree of spiritual cultivation, perhaps, or just spiritual understanding, surrender, and letting go. But there are many people throughout history and today, and I've met many of them, especially when I was in India. There's a lot of wandering sadhus, a lot of wandering monks that don't know where their next meal is coming from. All they have is a robe and a bowl, and they sleep wherever they lay is their home, and they're wandering, and they're surrendered, they're trusting, they're open to receiving, whether that's from someone offering to them, whether they find fruit or some kind of root or herb that they harvest, and they've surrendered their life to God. They've surrendered their life to the universe to provide for them. And that's a really extreme example and form of trust, but it shows that it's possible, that even in challenging circumstances, we can experience peace, we can experience happiness, and so much more so for those of us in the Western world that do have our basic needs met, that do have food, water, shelter, clothing, warmth. We have so many things to be grateful for. The fact that we have eyes that can see, that we have ears that can hear, that we have a brain that can understand language and what I'm saying in this video, that we have friendships and connections, family, or whatever it is. If we reflect on the things that we already have and we start to get in touch with those, we can appreciate them, we can feel gratitude, and we can start to feel a lot more happiness. A lot of our suffering and unhappiness comes from our thoughts, comes from our desires, from our expectations about how we think things should be, how we want things to be, how we want our lives to be, or how we think our lives should be. And that can create a lot of unhappiness. But when we get in touch with the way that things are, and we start to appreciate the way that things are, the fact that we are alive, the fact that we're breathing, the fact that we have health, even if it's not perfect health, the fact that we're even alive at all and just experiencing. If we get in touch with these things and we can expand from there, of course, it'll be different for all of us, but we can start to cultivate more happiness within. We can stop giving away our happiness to our ideas about how our circumstances should be, and we can start experiencing happiness here and now in the moment when we just appreciate this moment as it is. And this has been a revolutionary thought for me. It's something that I've discovered many times, and I forget many times and remember many times, and I'm thankful that I've remembered it again. And so I wanted to share that with you, that happiness is not a matter of circumstances. It's a matter of our mind, our understanding, our perception, our perspective, our attitude, and how we are relating to our lives in this moment. So when we stop thinking that something else is responsible for our happiness and we start appreciating our lives as they are, we can start to feel a lot more joy in our lives. So I hope that you benefit from this. I hope this is a reminder to you, and I hope that you are able to take your power back from wherever you've been giving it to, so that you can experience the health, the happiness, the freedom, and the empowerment that are already yours, that is already innate to your being, that you may have just been giving away. So that is my hope and my wish. Thank you for watching this video. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful, and may you be free.